Did Richard Hart turn off arbitrage bots for the Tang Gang? What's going on, friends? So let me update you. I think the answer is no. And there's been some rumors spread around, and there's been some Tang Gang fighting with like another gentle sir. What's his name? Mr. Hodlnomics here. He's on Twitter as well. I think he's a PDI guy. So, okay, just to get you up to date what's happening. So the PulseChain ecosystem volume is very, very low now, friends. And what's been happening is, as you can see, the volume is like down below $10 million for 24 hours, 9.9 million. But if you look at the makers, look at the trading, okay? So that's what people are looking at. They're like, wait a minute. How come SolidX has 438 traders here and trades, right? And then HOA only has 33, okay? And they're looking at all these other ones like, what's going on? Did the bots turn off for the other Tang Gang coins as well? How come the others have more? I don't think so, friends. So I think this type of like theory, it implies, people who believe that, it implies Richard Hart is punishing Tang Gang for updating the DEX screener. PulseChain, they changed the DEX screener, the PulseChain thing to PulseChain, and because it's pretty much an easy attack vector. So some people are thinking, oh, that this is Richard Hart turn off these arbitrage bots. Now, here's the thing, friends. Let's tell you something. Firstly, do you know what arbitrage bots do? They make free money. Okay, so if he did turn off arbitrage bots, or anybody did, they're basically not making money in that thing. And then, I'm not joking, if that actually happened, friends, Mr. Dipcatcher or somebody else who knows how to code will go make a bot literally tomorrow, and they just start taking the free money. They go, oh, thank you. Here's my free money. Arbitrage bots, friends, they're not there for you and me. They're there for themselves. They're there to make profit, okay? Now, arbitrage, right? It's because, let's say there's 10 different liquidity pools, and you buy in one liquidity pool. And let's say the price of one of the coins is $1, and then you push it up to $1.01. Well, what happens is you push it up to $1.01. All these other ones are still $1. That's what all the liquidity pools do. So they will sell that $1.01 and they'll buy the other ones. That's what they do. They're buying and they're selling. Okay, so they'll buy on like pool 2 to 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They'll buy it up, right, up to $1.01 and they sell. Now, you're curious though, right? Why is it that the Tang Gang coins, how come the number of trades has gone down heaps on a lot of them? Well, the answer is because, friends, arbitrage bots, they're not your friend. They only trade when they can make money. So what ends up happening is, friends, you can actually see the arbitrage bots going in through right now. This is on DickWifButt. See this? $3, $2, $2.15. See that? See these tiny, tiny little things? That's all the arb bots, okay? Now, because there's all these different DickWifButt pools, for example. So what ends up happening, though, is there's a range because, do you remember the 9mm DEX exchange? This exchange right here, okay, it's very popular. It's one of the biggest exchanges on PulseX. So there's this, and you have 9inch as well. But this is a Uni V3 fork, friends. So if you look at most of the coins, okay, most of the coins on 9mm DEX, their fee that they've set up the structure to be selected is you can select different fee tiers for Uni V3. So remember on PulseX, which is Uni V2, everyone has to set it at the default, which is 0.29%. That's the fee you collect, 0.29% for every trade, okay? But on V3, there's different tier rates that you can choose, okay? You can choose really, really, really low. Like you can make an update, right? You can make like 0.01 for like stable coins. You can make it that same fee tier. You can also go up to 1% and 2%. All right, you might think, oh, wow, they're amazing. Not so fast, because basically, if you have orders very wide, okay, in the market, 1%, 2%. Like think about Bitcoin, for example. Do you know Coinbase still have a 1% fee? So if Bitcoin's 6,500 bucks, that's right, to buy $65,000, to buy Bitcoin, it costs you 650 bucks. So if Bitcoin's 65,000, you're actually buying it up to, yeah, you're buying an extra 650 bucks higher, friends. So it's basically, you're basically getting rewarded. Now, here's the thing. Coinbase, they have that fee structure as well. It's 1%. However, what happens is everyone in between gets basically to absorb the orders. with their limit orders. Because if you're sitting with a big free structure up the top and bottom and the price in between, everything that trades in the middle, you get to profit. Now, what I'm going to do, friends, I'm actually going to show you the DickWifButt chart. And before I do that, if we go to 9mm DEX, this is DWB, right? You can actually go down and look at the different fee pools. Look at the tiers here. See, this, what I've done is sort it by TVL. So let's look at the highest TVL. So this DickWifButt pool, see the fee 1% here? That's a big part. There's $180,000 locked in 1% and then $77,000 in 2%. All right. Now, if you go down, you actually see the tiny one. So look at this. This is Stylo's DWB pool. There's 0.25% fee. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the actual DWB chart on a 1 minute chart. This is 1 minute, okay? Now look at this. What I'm going to do is, see this baseline, friends? I'm actually going to go up 1%. And I'm actually going to draw a line here. So that's 1% here. See that line? Actually do an extended, let's do a horizontal line. Where is it? It is right here. There you go, right there, okay? And we're going to go down to this chart as well and go down, where's 1% down there? So there, it's about 78. See that? So basically, friends, that's the fee structure. Okay, so effectively, everything in between, there's not worth trading for the bots. It's too expensive to trade in this bot, in this zone. It's too expensive. All right, because what happens is, if someone buys it up here, look at the thing. You've got to pay 1% just to get in, okay? So you see what I mean? If someone buys it up just a little bit, where's your 1%? It drags you up here. All right, so you need basically this thing to move out of the range, and then you'll be able to make money. Remember, they do quick mathematical calculations. So what's the best arbitrage? Well, the best arbitrage for them, their free money one, is there's 10 different pools. All right, and let's say all of the DickWifButt prices is this price here, 79, okay? And then one of the pools, remember they all have this chart, friends. Like I actually bring another one up for you. See how this price is 7 and 9? Well, look at this one, friends. This one is 7.6. You see that? This is the pool with NANANA, okay? So I'm actually going to show you the pool right now. See how this price is 7.6? And this one is 7.9. So where is their one trading? Their one's trading all the way down at the bottom. Okay, so it's very interesting, yes. If the NANANA pool is trading here, and then this one's up here, you're like, wait a minute, there's a bit of a giant, like 4-5% difference. That's interesting. Well, no, now you get to see the thing, right? That other pool is also on either a 1 or 2% pool fee tier. Okay, so think about this. So if someone does an order and they buy in this pool, okay, and the arbitrage bot wants to arb, remember, they have to do both trades. So let's say you push up one pool and then the arbitrage bot now is like, oh, wow, is there potential money or not? It checks the calculation. If it buys the NANANA pool here, okay, this has to basically, it has to pay a 1 or 2% premium, okay? You can actually check it on the page itself. And actually, I have the pool here for you right now. You see this? See, this is NANANA. This only has $800 in. Tiny dollars. So it has a 1% fee tier. All right. So, and it's only $800 total locked. So basically only $400 for the whole thing. It's so thin. There's barely any dollars there. All right. So if somebody wants to arbit, they go, oh, wow, you are cheap. Yeah, you want to buy this DWB and then you want to sell that one. Well, in the NANANA pool one, all right, the DWB link to that one, you got to pay 1% for that. And then when you come to sell this one, the expensive one, you have to pay 1% again. All right? So you've lost 2% there already. And how much liquidity is there? See, here's the thing, right? There's still a distance, right? Because you're like, oh, wait a minute. Let's do this distance, okay? Let's actually go back down here. Let's draw this line to show you where the NANANA pool is. We actually do it right now, okay? NANANA. So this is DWB NANANA price. That's exactly where it is, okay? So if you were to sell this, friends, you're going to lose 1%. So now you are down to here. See this distance? But then, right, this is also a percent to buy. So you're going to lose another full percent. So this is actually a 2% deviation all the way down here, okay? So this distance here, right, from this pool, from this price to this price, okay, from that, that's actually where the real effective price is. So this DWB price, it's not actually trading up here because of the fees. It's really trading down there, okay? But now, once again, you're like, wait a minute. There is still a freaking 2% arbitrage opportunity. But remember the liquidity. The liquidity, friends. The liquidity on these things. There's nothing in here. There's $400 on the bid. Pretty much on bid and the offer. There's $800 total. So, I mean, you can even go look at the pool and even look at the trades in here. $3, $16, $18, $9. You see these? These are look at these. Sometimes when this goes like hours and hours and hours without trading, $13. So that's pretty much what the bots are looking at. They're looking at, wait a minute. So that's obviously it's instant calculation. They go, only arbitrage it if I make more than, say, 50 cents. That's pretty much it. But, you know, for you to make 50 cents, how much money do you have to insert in there such that 1% is that? Well, you got to do that times up by 100. So 50 cents would be times 100 is $50. Okay, so that might be what all the bots have coded. They're like, well, if anything's less than a 50-cent arbitrage, don't bother. Okay, you know, now I don't know what the real number is for them. Remember that it's such a small transactions, but there you go. You get to see. So even though right now we actually see an arbitrage, so yes, you could theoretically buy this DWB. You could buy this DWB pool here. You can actually buy it yourself manually. You go from DWB or NANANA, right? You swap into that, and then you bought that, but it's like it's really, really, really thin. It's really thin. Okay, you'll get a few dollars in. You get a few dollars in, and then now that you own DWB cheaper, you can actually go to the DWB, the Pulse, the thickest ratio ones, and you'll be able to sell it. You're like, yeah, made a couple of cents. Okay, so if we go back to these rumors about Richard Hart things, it's not actually him, man. I don't think it's him, friends. It's because the range for these, let's delete this now, the range is actually wide because you need 1% each way, and then it's arbitrage with other stuff. That's 1%. Okay, that's the most important part. Now, the other coins, like, you know, Teddy Bear, Pika, Atropa, they have bigger market caps. They don't have 1% fee tier. They have like 0.25% because a lot of them are in PulseX. Okay, that's the standard fee, 0.25%, which means look how small their band is. Okay, I'm going to show you how small relative their band is. So if you do 0.25% higher, it's up to here. You see that? Look at this. I'm gonna draw another one here. Look what this one is, and we'll actually make it. We'll make it a different color. So let's make it red to show that it's tighter. Okay, and if you do 0.25% down, you have it down. There you go here, right there. So actually do this. Look at this. See that red band? Okay, so when it goes outside of the band, oh yeah, arbitrage is here. Okay, but look how wide this one is. Now, that's why as well, if you have a 2% fee tier, friends, if you have a 2% fee tier, you're even higher, man. Your band is like all the way out here. Okay, your band is up here and below there. Okay, so pretty much everything in between, you don't make any fees. No one's trading with you until it goes up, okay? Now, I've shown you this is pretty much it because when you're providing liquidity, you're market making at these prices, okay? And because you have a fee tier, you're making people pay a premium. Now, of course, remember, this is a 1 minute chart, friends. This is this is like not normal times. The volume is very, very, very low. I mean, you've gone nowhere for 9 hours on this. Let me just show you. Let's go back to a daily chart, okay? Just to show you like these things, the volatility has dropped. Let's actually go to a 4 hour. You see how these candles are like low volume and doing this? Well, you got to remember when these things were actually like moving heaps, this is the type of stuff that was happening right at the start. Look at this, 4 hours, you're up 33%. See that? So you start to have these bigger moves earlier. And now everything's just like, you know, lower volume, lower volatility. The candles get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller as time goes on. So there you go. Is the mystery of all of these is pretty much been solved now. Everyone gets to witness this arbitrage and how these things actually work. So a lot of them think like they're benevolent and all these. Nah, man, you can't cheat your way up to higher market prices, friends. You can't. You can't do that. They're trying. I know they're trying, but eventually, man, you can't buy and burn enough. That's it. You really can't, because you need multiple cycles multiple periods of belief to sustainably do it. Because friends, at the end of the day, like you get to see, right? Buy and burns are great, like it's on PulseX. However, look how small the liquidity is for everybody who owns a coin. Remember, I've told you the liquidity to market cap ratio. So how much, remember liquidity is the size of the door and the market cap's the size of the house. Well, in most coins, the market cap, the bid, is only about 1 to 2% of the entire market cap. So if there's 100 coins, there's basically 100 people, okay? They earn coins. There's only enough liquidity for one to two of them to exit. Let's just say 2 to be conservative. Okay, 2. And there's 100 people. So if you burned 20 of those people, so if the buy and burn went all the way, so instead of 100 people, they're still back down to 80 people. Yeah, there's 20 less people, but guess what? There's still 80 people to chase just 2 doors. That's it. 2 little exits. Imagine if you kept going. Okay, now 50 burnt. Yeah, 50 burnt, but there's still 2 doors. All it takes is 2 of those people. Everything. By the way, everything gets wiped out. That's minus 90%. There's nothing in the bid anymore. There's nothing left. Okay, so I'm just using an example here to show you. So this arbitrage is fascinating to see. You know, they do this on Ethereum. They do this on every single chain, except that the bots, they're basically just, they dump Ethereum, they send it into USDC, and they just exit. So they're all actual scum vultures on the whole ecosystem, all right? So you get to learn something today. This is how everything works here and there. Also, Richard Hart alluded to this type of stuff happening because, sorry, in terms of explaining it in one of his posts, because there's pools for everything. So if you buy up one pool, if you just inserted all of the money in one pool, you make that pool slip up, but then all the others are still cheap. So that's why he says, hey, if you're a whale, stop being an idiot. Stop buying everything in one pool. He goes, split up your money and buy and basically do the arbitrage yourself. That's why these bots and all these benevolent things, eventually, friends, they're going to dissipate over time because people are going to code like different exchange trading techniques, like, you know, like on maybe like a DEX, you know, like maybe 9-inch or 9mm DEX. They'll eventually have some sort of formula used to basically scan every pool and split all your orders up to do it in the best buy so you don't get arbitraged out. They might do that over time. So kind of like people end up taking the arbitrage for themselves to get more of the buck. Because you're wondering, like, how are a lot of these people thinking that, you know, these prices are going to go up infinitely? Well, what's happening is people don't know about this yet, okay? So, and it's very, very simple. What they're doing is they're trading and they're losing a bit every time. So people have apples and oranges. They're trading with each other back and forth. And then because they're going back and forth in the illiquid pools, they're getting arbitraged out. By the end of the trading, they have 99 apples and 99 oranges. Okay? So what happened to the other 1 apple and 1 orange? Well, that went to a benevolent hand. That's the arbitrage guy right now. So that's pretty much what's been happening, and everyone just believes it's going to keep like rolling forward into the future infinitely. But I guess we'll see. It doesn't happen like that, friends. Like I said, remember, you can keep doing this over and over and over again. Remember, all it takes is 2 people out of 100, and they can just say, oh, well, bull market's done. Okay, that's when it comes down to. That's why you need a lot more volume and a lot more growth. But you got to learn something today. Is it conspiracy? Richard Hart turning off bots? Nah, man, it's just the fee structure. The fee structure is very wide, and the volatility and the volume is very, very low. So just get to show you that when the bots start participating, they need the ranges to be breached a lot more, which is with more activity comes in. So there you go. Like, subscribe, baby button. I'll catch you soon.